Hey guys, and welcome back to another Daniel Metzer photography video. Today I'm going to talk about the Olympus 35 RC. The Olympus 35 RC is claimed to be the smallest 35mm rangefinder camera using auto exposure and manual override. With its 11 by 7 by 5 cm size and its 410 grams, it's ridiculously small. I got the 35 RC a few months ago and only now had the time to run a roll of film through it. But before I show you the results, let's talk about the specs. The camera uses a mechanical leaf shutter with two blades. It's powered by a Wine PX625 replacement battery, because the older mercury batteries it used are not being produced anymore. But the cheapo I am, I got me hearing aid batteries and a piece of Coke bottle to fit them into the camera. And I got like 30 for the price of one wine battery. The lens is a Zuiko 42mm 2.8 with 5 elements in 4 groups. It takes Olympus 43.5mm filters. The focusing range goes from 1 to 5 meters to infinity. The focusing ring is very small, which is absolutely great for a rangefinder camera. Also on the focusing ring are the flashmatic guide numbers. They can be set to 10, 15, 20, 30 and 40. The ISO set on the front of the lens allows film between 25 and 800. The last ring on the lens is the aperture ring. In addition to the apertures 2.8 and 22, there is a flash mode that uses the guide numbers to set the aperture depending on the distance, and the A mode, which sets the aperture depending on the shutter speed you use. On the front there is a self timer, which I rarely use. Down here we obviously have the battery chamber, a tripod mount and the rewind button. On the back it has a winder and the viewfinder, which I'm going to talk about later. The back door opens after you pull this lever on the left side of the body down. Up here there is a PC terminal for studio purposes. On top we find the rewind crank, a hot shoe, the shutter that accepts a cable release, a frame counter that goes from 1 to 36 but continues afterwards, and the shutter speed dial that allows the use of 1/500th, 1/250th, 1/25, 60th, 30th and 15th of a second, plus a B mode. And the flash synchronization speed is at 1/30th of a second. Olympus didn't include lower shutter speeds. The viewfinder has a 0.6 magnification and is pretty bright. The camera will show you the selected shutter speed in the top, so you can change it without moving your eye away from the camera. At the bottom it will show you the selected aperture when half pressing the shutter, or the aperture that the camera chooses when you are in A mode. It will lock the shutter if under or overexposing. In the center you can see a little yellow square. This is needed for focusing. Inside you will see a smaller version of what you're looking at. By turning the focusing ring you will move the image from left to right. You focus by overlapping both images. And that's about everything I can tell you about these specs. I really enjoy using it. It's easy to control and not complicated at all. It's small and lightweight, so carrying it around your neck all day is not a problem. On the other hand, because of its size, dials and rings are hard to move, and turning the aperture ring without moving the focusing ring is nearly impossible. Maybe just because I have the hands of a giant, but that's my opinion. The focusing is probably the only one that turns smoothly. The metering seems okay, not quite spot on, but pretty good. While I haven't tried it myself yet, using a flash on this camera would probably be a lot of fun, due to the fact that the camera uses the flash guide numbers, so you don't have to set this for like on every other freaking camera. Focusing is quite hard on this camera. Being spot on happens rarely, but when it happens it will blow you away. The quality this little lens can produce is incredible, and it's only my fault that the pictures look so fucked up. I swear. I will definitely keep on shooting with this little body. If you ever find one, buy it, but don't pay more than 30 to 40 bucks. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking and commenting this video. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more.